We'll carry this chat
Hello, and welcome back to the Pez Pork Show. I myself is the pork belly sizzling this evening and maybe morning your time. Get out your favorite beverage because we are joined with Dr. Pez, the one and only, and again with our special guest, Martin, and we have Johnny in the booth. And tonight, our today's show, I would like to start with a new segment we call Fraud Alert. And I am putting the official fraud alert on the Baltimore Ravens. This is probably the worst game we're going to play all year. So if this is the best they got, I mean, good luck in the postseason. 8-5, Isaiah Likely and the Baltimore Ravens. Fraud.
He's come out swinging. Swinging. Martin, I'll let you answer to that. I'll let you answer.
On the Pez Pork Show. Martin, how do you feel about your little, clipped wing Ravens unable to get off the ground?
It's been. I'm saying I did fall asleep during the game, and I'm quite happily I did. And I've seen bits and bobs. I'm trying to catch up with the highlights, but I've seen enough to know that, the Eagles were by far the better team. But Tucker is not helping us, and the Ravens aren't good enough to make up for mistakes like that. Like, they need games to go 90% right. They can't. We beat them. We beat ourselves a lot, and it just needs to stop happening.
Yeah, I was. Of course, I hate the Eagles, and as much as Barkley is impressing me, it's it's one of those love-hate things. I love to see what he's doing because I think the Giants did him dirty. Wellington Mara is going to regret that decision probably the rest of his life. But the Ravens just could not get it done. As much as I was hoping that they would pass the ball a little bit better and their defense can make a stop, they couldn't. But hey, let's talk about the first place. No longer the Puddle Chicks. But the official Seahawks are back. 7-5. Pez, you got to be feeling chuffed.
That first off had me nearly having a cardiac arrest. What the fuck happened there? I do not know. Return touchdowns, fumbles. You take away the special teams mistakes, and it's a 26-7 game. You shut them down completely. We were talking
signs of a young team coming together that typically in the next year they make a jump. If you want a recent reminder, Detroit Lions. When, they kept losing heartbreakers with stupid mistakes. And actually, the Chicago Bears are doing it now. Maybe a change in a coach will take them to the next level. They've had, I think, 4 one-score losses, right? And the Seahawks look like, they're coming together towards the end of the season. You got to be proud.
Yeah, well, me and Martin were talking before we came live about Mike McDonald at the Ravens and seeing the progression. And the Rams game before the bye, we should have won it, but the defense started showing things. Then he made a wild move by cutting Dotson in the bye week, and everyone was like, what the fuck? He's meant to be our best linebacker. What are you doing? And then he got Ernest Jones and this Terrence Knight, the rookie, and they've not stopped since. It's just
and Weatherspoon last year's rookie. They're starting to look good on defense again.
Yeah, nice. The offense is a big concern. The OC, I just don't think he knows from college to the NFL. I just don't think he's getting the grasp of it because we're on the 1 yard line, and he calls a pass play, and you actually see Mike McDonald. They catch him on the coverage, going, "Why are we throwing it there?" like confused to why the hell are we throwing it there? You've got Zach Charbonnet and Ken Walker. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you even bothering? But this just shows the offensive struggles we've got at the moment. If that gets clicking a little bit, if we can get our run game going, we can overlook the poor O-line play we've got. And then we can be a bit more consistent both sides of the ball. But yeah, can only be happy at the moment. Like I've said to you all this time, it's just, I just want to see what it could possibly be. Like you said there, everything's looking really good for like a real big jump next year.
And Martin, if you don't mind, I got to say, it seems like just when I'm ready to start, tanking for draft picks, the Cowboys got to put false hope. Is it false hope, you think, for the Cowboy fans, or are they going to make end-of-season run?
Well, Brandon Cooks came back and he showed a little bit. I mean, I do think it is false hope. Like, I do think Cooper Rush is eventually going to get found out,
So if we beat the Bengals, can we start believing at that point, or is it still...
I think the question is, do you want to start believing? Because it's the hope that kills you. You don't want the hope. You don't want the hope.
Yeah, we got Bengals and Panthers next, and we could legitimately be at 7-7 on the cusp of a playoff spot. And I don't think our team is good enough to win in the playoffs. So it's
personally, if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd just write it off. And like that win against the Giants, I'd be a bit more pissed because you want to be able to maybe try and get the Travis Hunter. You want to try and get one of them top guys to add into it. There's so many like gaps. The best running back, go and get yourself Genty.
Yeah, the top of this draft is loaded. You got 2 top 5 wide receivers possibly, or 3 really. I mean, what is going on? Why are we going to play ourselves out of these top guys? But that's what the Cowboys do.
When realistically, the Commanders are in you beat the Commanders. Have you got to play? Well, saying that because the Commanders are the 7th seed at the moment at 8-5.
Yeah,
you're 5-7. It's too much of an ask, and like you said, you put yourself in that middle of the first round purgatory. Like, would you want that as a Cowboys fan?
Not really. Let's get
it. Then you probably miss out on Genty, don't you? You miss out on the Genties of the world.
Probably.
And who's the other running back for? Oh, what's his name? Begins with an S. Oh, he had a good game this weekend. He's like 2nd ranked running back after Genties.
I can't remember all these guys anymore.
Can I just mention something about that Seahawks game? Like that, I watched that, and that is maybe the best game I've watched this season for entertainment. See if that game was on prime time or during the Thanksgiving, that game would be talked about for years. That was madness. I'll read something I wrote in the group chat. This was one drive. The Seahawks are on their own 36. They're 4-6. They go for it. The Jets think they're punting, so they leave they leave somebody to bring it back on the pitch. It's 12 man. They get a foul. They get flags thrown, so that it's just 1 yard. They throw it. Then DK's nowhere near this ball. They get past interference, and then they get another 4th down, and then they get another penalty for a horse collar and get 15 yards. Honestly, that was one drive in this game. It was madness. Rodgers had Garrett Wilson wide open in the end zone, overthrows it, and then the next play, he throws a pick. Was it a pick 6 it went for, or was it just a pick?
Yeah.
This game, honestly, you have to watch the highlights of this Seahawks-Jets game. It was the maddest game I've watched all season. If this was in prime time, folk would be talking about this game for years. Honestly, it was mad.
It puts a smile on my face to see Aaron Rodgers keep doing this after every... Yeah.
Me too.
The comedy of errors that Aaron Rodgers brought to the Jets.
Well, if you want entertainment, watch that highlight.
I think they'd still be in playoff contention. Their defense is playing really well.
The defense. The funny thing is, their defense took a hammering this year for being shit, but they have it. It's just because the offense. It's like that whole saying of the offense isn't giving them a chance. So you keep throwing picks and putting them in compromising positions, what makes the defense look worse. But they've always been stout in the run. Sauce has had a bad season, but he's not getting away with being as grabby as he has the last 2 years, because that's what he did at the beginning of the league. But now he's getting a bit more of that veterans treatment of, you're not going to get away with that shit anymore. You've been in the league long enough now. Stop grabbing people kind of thing. But yeah, it's just typical Jets. You got to love it, haven't you? You just got to love it. Can't get beat off them, can you?
Yeah, I love
Pick six by a 300-pound human who looks like he's about to die on the halfway line, and then you've got Spoon, who's like 200 pounds piss wet through, running with his arms flailing like some comedy fucking sketch, trying to block anyone he possibly can to keep up with him. It's so funny.
I do have a question for you, Pez, actually, just quickly. See, if I've always been a bit more higher on Gino than maybe yourself, I think. But see, after watching him in that game last night, he takes some amount of sacks, man. Really, I know that O-line doesn't help, but there's somewhere, I don't know what's going through his mind sometimes. Would you, let's just say, okay, you want to get rid of Gino. Would you take somebody like Darnold?
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask, would you want a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers to replace Geno Smith?
Because see, after watching Gino in that game, I was a bit like, God, the amount of sacks he takes is...
So, I mean, he's washed. He's done.
The thing with Gino is, I've always said this about him, he's bang average. So when you look at tiers, he's bang average with the Sam Darnolds of the world, with all them quarterbacks. He's probably at the higher end of the bang average. But what does bang average get you?
Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
You've shown you can actually run. The last game against the Cardinals, run for the first down. No one was near you. You were getting 100 thing. No, instead I'm going to throw it straight to a Cardinals player in the end zone. That's.
I think Darnold has that in his game, though. I mean, Darnold ran a lot against. Maybe he was at the Panthers. He ran a lot for the Panthers. I just wonder if Darnold could do a Baker and become better than bang average. I'm just wondering what you for you as a fan. Would you rather that? Yeah.
If that was the case, Sam Darnold's kind of going back to the mean now for me. Just bang average. He's starting to get exposed now. Then Vikings games are starting to get a lot closer, and they're a lot more slowed down. We've got them in a couple of weeks after the Packers. I'm more worried about the Packers than I am the Vikings. The way the Vikings are playing, I think we could destroy Sam Darnold in that game.
If you remember last year, Vikings led the NFL, and I think they may have set an NFL record for the most one-score victories.
I mean,
so it's par for the course for the Vikings, really. I mean, they just traded Darnold for Cousins and had the same type of games down to the last minute.
To answer your question, I wouldn't take Darnold. I'd keep all the Geno, but my issue then is, are they going to overpay Geno for what he is? Because everyone's like, oh, Geno's amazing. Statistically, he's amazing. Top 6 quarterback. Well, his last 2 years, he's been a starter. He's been exactly the same. He hasn't improved. He hasn't exactly, but he hasn't improved in any metric. He is who he is. He's run a bit more this year. But like you said, he naturally is a pocket passer. So he's a gunslinger. So he will stay in that pocket, and his awareness is dreadful. But I'd say he's the best of a bad bunch. So I don't want to pay him a lot of money. That's my only issue. Getting the playoffs, is Geno going to win you a Super Bowl? That's what you need to ask yourself. And he's going to probably lose at you more than win at you. Yeah. So it's so hard with him. He's so up and down. That's why he's just bang average to me. But I think he's the best of the bad bunch. So I don't know what quarterback out there at the moment I'd take.
I think maybe you just have to take a punt on a rookie, one of these second-round rookies, or if maybe a guy falls to the second, just have to take him and then just see what happens.
I very much think we will. Now John Schneider's in charge of the player personnel side of things. He comes from Green Bay, who love always rotating the quarterbacks, always bringing a quarterback and see what he can do. So I very much expect us to pick one up this year. Just fuck knows what he's going to pick up. He needs to invest in that O-line. And he openly said, what is it? Offensive guards get paid way too much in this league. Well, look at all the best teams: the Eagles, the Lions, maybe the Bills. Look how they're doing because their O-lines are elite. Like,
you look at the Ravens as well. Like that's a really young line and it's not finished. It's like kind of in between getting fixed, and now you've got every tight end on your squad having to block. Like I know. See after watching the NFL for a while now, I would just get so annoyed if I'm supporting a team and they don't try to improve the O-line. Like, honestly, after a quarterback, I honestly believe now your O-line is the most important thing. Eh? Like, I'd rather have just a good receiver and a really good offensive line. Like, I honestly, like, you just see it now. I think it's so important. Eh?
It's the trenches.
Sorry, Pez. I think we're seeing today's NFL that wide receivers are made by the offensive line and the quarterback, right? I mean, you could take all pro wide receivers and put them on a shitty team, and suddenly everyone is saying this wide receiver has lost it, and it's the exact same wide receiver.
Running backs as well, isn't it? Running backs, if the whole line can't create the lanes for the running back to do their runs, then it's like Ken at the moment. He's really struggling because our line can't create the lanes and he doesn't trust them anymore. So he's ad-libbing before even giving them chance to create a lane for him. What's really stagnating that. But I was going to say, when we're talking about it, think about the Cowboys and all their successful years. Why were they so successful year on year? Because you had a stout O-line, you had a stout D-line. And that got you through so many games. That's why you were always there at the top of the NFC year in, year out, because them two things you just invested in. And that kept you, and you kept Dak clean, and then you had Parsons and that on the D line. And that's the proof's in the pudding there. Look at the consistently NFC championship type teams, and it's them two things. Like us right now, our D line is absolutely stacked, and they are firing on all cylinders with Mike McDonald. And that defense is humming. Our offense, we have no O-line, and it's stagnant as fuck. So,
all right, with that, I think it's time for our next segment. Dr. Pez is here for you.
No need to stress. We have the couch for you with Dr. Pez.
Oh, Nurse Martin, thank you for being here holding my hand at my time of need. You are very comforting. You are very comforting. Thank you for rubbing my head. Thank God Dr. Pez is here. I have been worrying like crazy. The playoffs are coming. And Dr. Pez, here's the thing. We have a lot of outstanding players available. But the playoffs are coming. What players should I be looking to play? And what players should I be looking to avoid? I don't know. I got all kinds of 20-point scorers and stuff, and I just don't know what to be looking for.
I was looking at some players the other day, actually. Do you know, here's one for you, and he's not played. He's had a bit of an up and down. Like last game against the Seahawks, you'll be like, fuck this. But Breece Hall's running to the end of the year is disgusting. He's got Miami.
Not like last year.
Well, it's disgusting in a good way, should I say. Because he's got Miami, the Jags, the Rams, the Bills, and Miami. Like, if he does not like guarantee 20+ points in them games, I'd be surprised. I think he'll, especially after that really bad game he had last night. Cortland Sutton's. I was looking at him as well because I was just looking at my own team coming into the playoffs, and he's got an all right matchup. Week 16 is a bit dodgy against the Chargers, but being a divisional game, I think he might still surprisingly have a good game. But he's got the Browns, a bye, the Colts, the Chargers, then the Bengals. So, who to avoid?
I've got a couple of good ones for you because I traded for them just before the red deadline, because I noticed. But the Titans wide receivers and the Bears wide receivers, they've got a great run in. So I actually traded for both Ridley and DJ Moore, and their running is like it's all just green all the way. So even like Keenan Allen, maybe even a Dunze, you don't know. Fair enough for the Titans, it is probably just Ridley, because that what's that boy's name? That Akina, he's going to stop throwing. He's only had like 7 catches and he's got 7 touchdowns. Like that's not going to keep on going. But those two offenses, they've got a really good path.
Do you know who's a really you make a good point with the Titans? Do you know who's could be a really sneaky one? If he's out there on your waiver wire and you just kind of want a wide receiver for maybe a backup, a plug and play guy, is Tyler Boyd.
Oh yeah, I never thought of him actually.
He's quietly going about his business, and everyone's going to get overexcited about Ridley and Westbrook-Akine. But with that running, he's slowly getting his target numbers up. And I just don't understand why they've not used him, because he was so good at the Bengals and he's just like died on that depth chart. I don't know why, but these last couple of games, his targets have started peaking. So with that running, like, I don't think they're going to take the foot off the pedal. Like, you got to look at the teams. For me, you got to look at the teams who are eliminated, who kind of are who they are. Almost like the Cowboys, for example. If CeeDee Lamb takes another hit, he's getting benched for the rest of the year. So someone who owns CeeDee Lamb, I'd start getting worried after that injury he picked up in the last game. They aren't going to risk him for much longer. Like, I'd be very surprised if they risk him for much longer. But whereas the Panthers aren't going to stop playing because they're trying to set a culture. So Thielen, Leggett, even that David Moore starting to get into it. Bryce Young's looking like he's just confident slinging it. That's a team you maybe want to, if their receivers are out and about there. I think Jonathan Brooks showed some good stuff in that game. They tried so hard to get him a touchdown. I think he's going to come on. The Titans, I think with the new head coach, they're trying to set a culture, so they're not going to give up all year. They're going to keep on firing away. So I think it's starting to look at the teams who are eliminated, who are just going to pack up shop, like the Giants. If you've got Malik Neighbors and you hadn't traded him before the deadline, I think it's pretty stupid that you're kind of just burning a hole in your team personally. So that's how I look at it.
You're right about the Panthers, because I nearly lost. I managed to win, but I ran into Thielen last night and he scored 20 points in a PPR. So you're right about the Panthers. I nearly got beat because of him.
Do you know the funny thing about the Panthers, just on a quick side note, I was meant to say it before, was they lost by 1 score against the Chiefs and lost in OT against the Bucs yesterday. If they won them 2 games, they'd be second in their division. That's fucking crazy. From where they started to what they're playing like now, if they took the Bucs down, they would be second 1 game behind the Falcons. That's insane.
I tell you what, you'd rather have Bryce Young right now than Kirk Cousins.
True. What's that, Paul?
You got to look at the Bears. I mean, seriously, the coaching could literally make a huge difference. They've lost 4 one-score games this season. They, at one point, were 4-2. Just imagine if they would have won those 1-point or 1-score games. They'd be 8, right? What are they now? 4-8? They'd be 8-4 instead of 4-8. It's amazing how, 1 score can make the difference between a great season and a piss poor season.
If you have Keenan Allen, I'd be feeling very good right now about myself after the season he put up.
DJ Moore and Keenan Allen.
The thing is, if you think about Keenan Allen's career, he's a PPR god. That's why everyone loves him in PPR fantasy, because he's a PPR machine. And these last 2 games, it's almost like the new guy came as OC and just pepper the guy who can catch the ball from anywhere. 26 back-to-back. And then, like Martin said, the running, they've got the Niners next week. I think that's going to be more of a dogfight. It's going to be a bit of a slugfest. But then the Vikings, Detroit, Seattle, like that's a great 3-game run in for the playoffs. Like, because I just checked DJ Moore, but I'm sure Keenan Allen's outscored him. No, well,
DJ Moore's been really good the last 2 weeks, but I'm not sure about the whole season. But yeah, I'm like, it is a good run.
So, Pork, you all right? DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. Like, if you picked a Doomsday, then you just kind of lost out. He might surprise.
I'm willing to buy time if you have a dynasty. You got to be feeling good about a Doomsday.
The thing is, with a Doomsday, the amount of overthrows Caleb Williams has chucked him is just criminal, man. Just criminal. But yeah, that's all I'd say to round back to your question is which players to take and drop. It's like, I think
not
for
taking
me,
drop it like Lamb. Are you playing Lamb in the playoffs?
No, that would just petrify me. It honestly would. But do you know what people will do? Because it's just what we do in fantasy. You see CD Lamb, and you just think, I can't not play him because it's CD Lamb. But then Westbrook Akine could be on your bench, and that name's not as sexy as CD Lamb. But then he goes off for 2 fucking touchdowns off 3 fucking passes and outscores CD Lamb by 2, like by times 2. It's like, what do you do? Like, don't get me wrong, CD Lamb does PPR his way to it. I just think with him, he's going to get benched soon. Like, what's the point? You've lost that.
Did you play Cooper Rush in the playoffs?
Maybe in a super flex. Maybe.
Cowboys. Yeah. I could see the Cowboys. I could see the Cowboys being the type of team because of it's a weird one. Like because of ego. Because of ego in that team, I think they're one more loss. They'll be the quickest team to fold for me. It's like Cooper Rush. What's he playing for? Well, he has a great end to the season. No one's going to pick him up. No one's starting him, are they? Like, that's what I'd say. I'd be your playoff contenders. Also, here's one for you.
Is Kenneth Walker a playoff start?
I'd love to say yes. I'm going to start him. I die on that shit. That's just what I do. Like, I will die with him. But the way the run game is for Seattle at the moment, you have a very good argument if you've got the backup running backs or the flex spot. He is worthy of a bench at the moment in fantasy. He is.
See the thing is about guys like Kenneth Walker and CD Lamb and all the rest of it. As Pez is right. Like, there's no. See if you benched one of these guys for a Westbrook Akine, and then Westbrook Akine gets 1 catch, and then CD Lamb or Kenneth Walker they go for 20 points. You're going to commit suicide because you're like, what the hell was I thinking? I put all this draft, you just can't, don't get me wrong, right? I think these guys, you're going to judge it on the week of each, the playoffs, and you'll see what's happening with them. But unless you've got a real, I think the most, see if you're between CD Lamb or Ridley against a poor defense, then you're a bit right, what the hell do I do here? But you're not going to drop these guys for a Westbrook Akine. You know what I mean? You'd have to have a really good option with a good matchup. Right. Otherwise, you just have to roll with them, I think.
Nurse Martin, as our, Flightless Ravens resident expert here, is Andrews or likely someone that I should be looking at?
Not likely. I kept him too long on my bench. I kept him till week 10.
Is that not likely the player or not likely for both?
I think Andrews is in the same boat as CD Lamb and the guys that drafted Andrews. They drafted him so high and they've kept him for so long now. If you've still got him, you're going to play him every week. You know what I mean? Because he can get a touchdown. Or he can have this week he was really good for fantasy, but I wouldn't expect I think Andrews, if you're getting 10 to 15 points out of him, you're going to be happy at this stage now.
Yeah. Andrews has been overrated the last 3 years. Let's be honest.
He's always been
1 year.
he's been Lamar's like release valve. It's his safety net. Like Lamar really likes him. He's like he's back there and he can't see. Like that's literally what happened with his touchdown yesterday. Lamar dropped back 10 yards and he had the ball for like 20 seconds in his hands and nobody was open. And eventually it's like he just threw it to Andrews and Andrews won in the end zone. So that's, what Lamar likes him.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am out of questions. I'm feeling a little bit better after talking to.
Johnny's got a question.
Yes. Okay.
Who would you pick in the 101 for next year's Orkney Bowl draft?
Oh, that's a good question.
Brock Bowers.
Well, I can tell you, as the patient here, the ones that I would not choose: Derrick Henry, CMC, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, or Saquon Barkley. I would not pick any of those guys. I absolutely hate having the number 1 pick in a redraft. Hate it. Or even in a dynasty, really. So, Nurse Martin, what are your thoughts?
I think right now you'd have to probably say Chase. I think that's who you probably have to say.
I'd go Saquon Barkley.
That's like he is the other option. I think they are the two.
When it's all said and done this year and fantasy's finished, he is the 101 next year because everyone loves the 101 being the running back. Don't get me wrong, Chase is going to be up there, but it's definitely Barkley or Chase without a shadow of a doubt. Like
you know what gives Barkley like a safe floor as well is what we talked about. That O-line, like even when see if Barkley just isn't quite as good as like it's going to be hard for him to play as well as this season. Let's be honest, it's going to be really hard for him to play as well. Even if he's a little worse, he's still going to put up huge numbers because of that O-line.
So in Orkney scoring, he is currently obviously his last game in Johnny's psychopathic fucking scoring chart. His Washington game and his Rams game, what was 103 points in total, has put him to Derrick Henry. Quick maths, about 54 points clear as the lead running back.
It's like 2 game weeks.
But then Jamar Chase, who has had a bit more of 67, fucking Jesus Christ, Jimmy. But Jamar Chase had probably more of a level with a few spike massive games, but he's currently 35, 50, about 64 points clear as wide receiver 1. So them two are clearly going to be the argument for the first overall. And then Brock Bowers, if you really wanted to be a psychopath and pick a tight end the first round, he's currently...
Tight ends every year are different.
He's currently 51 points clear of Trey McBride, who's also very fucking weird because he's not scored a touchdown all year, and he's the second tight end in fantasy, what is baffling to me.
I think he's had like 2 running touchdowns or something, but yeah, he's...
well, he got one. Yeah, he got 1 rushing touchdown, and then he got that fumble recovery end zone. Yeah, that mad thing in the second round or something. Yeah, fucking psychopath. But it's got to be Saquon Barkley or Chase, Jamar Chase, without a shadow of a doubt.
I do have one question for the doctor. Actually, I did come prepared this week. It's just a quick one. So in Warrior Bowl, I'm actually having a good run for like the first time ever in Warrior Bowl, and I'm going to be in the playoffs. But my problem is I've got Pacheco and Hunt. What the hell am I going to do, Pez?
Let me have a look.
I often try, obviously, when it costs me my playoffs and I go crashing out.
Let's have a look at the running.
While he's taking a look, I'll tell you some stats that I saw over the weekend. Saquon Barkley, if you just took his yards after contact, he'd still be like the 3rd or 4th leading rusher in the NFL.
Really? Wow.
And if you took his yards in the second half alone and you would completely wipe out all of his first half yardage, he would still be 4th in the NFL in rushing.
So who's your 101 pork?
My one. I think I like Jamar Chase. I mean, Burrow is Burrow. Chase is Chase. I think Higgins is going to be gone next year. They'll have that could hurt Chase to a certain degree, but Higgins has been out all season, so I like Chase. The thing about running backs, Barkley used to be an injury-prone player. So it's just one injury, he'd be out for 8 games. Look at CMC. Everyone took CMC number 1 this year, right? It's much less common for a wide receiver to have those type of injuries than a running back.
Do you not think that Barkley, running backs who get injured quite easily, like look at CMC, everyone labelled him injury prone at the Panthers, a terrible football team who couldn't protect him, couldn't create lanes for him, couldn't keep him clean. Saquon Barkley, Giants, couldn't protect him, couldn't keep Saquon clean. He had to do everything himself. It's a bit like Ken. Ken plays the same and he's had 2 years injured. It's like these players who have to try and put it all on their back. So they try these spin moves and try this thing. But when you've got a missile running at you at like 20 miles per hour, straight clean, and you're mid-spin, it's going to take its toll on you. Whereas Saquon's showing this year, I don't even think he's been
a backwards spin type move, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's like with a solid O-line who's creating lanes and doing all that business for him, he's had his cleanest year yet. Look at the Lions. Yeah. The Lions create these massive holes for Gibbs and Montgomery, mainly Montgomery. And I don't think Montgomery's been injured this year compared to previous years where he's not had a great O-line. So
he took the carrot from the turkey. He didn't take the turkey leg. He took a carrot. All right. Ez, what's your answer to Martin's question?
It's disgusting, really, because the running is not very nice. Now, all I'd say to you is Pacheco's going to go back to being the 1. But he had 44 yards, 34 of them were on 1 run. So if he didn't get that 1 run, it wouldn't have looked as pretty as what it was. I think he'll get his feet under him. I just don't know whether it's worth the risk. And the only thing I think with him is Hunt's going to turn into the pass-catching running back like he was at the Browns for Chubb. So you've got to be careful playing Pacheco, because if we're playing all these hard run defenses, Hunt getting them, just getting them check downs and getting all that PPR work, you might be looking at yourself. If you can't play any of them, that'll be great. if you've got enough depth to just leave them for a couple more games to try and figure out what they're going to do, but that's a disgusting situation to have yourself.
I just hope it sorts itself by the playoffs. Even if Pacheco's at like 60% snaps or something, I would take that. Eh?
If you look at the history of running backs drafted in the 6th and 7th round, of course, take out Terrell Davis. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him or not. They come out seasons 1, 2, 3, and they play lights out. By season 4, almost every single one of them are starting to be washed up. Yeah? I mean, you look at the Houston Texans, right? They had Dameon Pierce, 6th round draft choice, comes out, has a great rookie season, fell off a cliff, right? Pacheco's time is coming. He was drafted in the 7th round. He is not the long-term answer at running back.
Well, I'm glad I came on the show this morning, guys. You made me feel great about my fantasy team and the Ravens. Just.
But listen, Pork says this because he hates old men at running back. He has this thing about Alvin Kamara, but Alvin Kamara is currently sat joint second with Derrick Henry.
I apologize, Alvin.
No. Pork, no apologies until the end of the fantasy year, and then I will literally sit back on the couch and I will let you.
List of players I have to apologize to.
I'll just start reading names. And you can just answer for your crimes like you're in court.
By the way, before we get to the next segment, you might get a kick out of this. So Batch sent me a friend request on Facebook. And this is completely embarrassing to me, but as you know, I'm not against embarrassing myself. So I took a look at his Facebook pictures, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Batch is white. This entire time, I'm thinking Batch is some black dude. And I'm talking, like, what the hell?
You know, Batch came on the show last year.
Yeah,
Dickhead, man.
That's what he told me. Because I was on the show, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I thought everyone would get a kick out of that. You know
what, Pork?
I told Batch this, by the way. I told him in a message, and he was shocked. But, hey, that's the type of guy I am. I love Batch. I love everything about him. He's a cool dude.
Do you know what, though? I have a similar story to that. My mate came round with his missus. We were going to these fireworks with the kids. And in my head, I thought, never met his missus. So I introduced myself. I thought, he's not introduced me. I'll introduce myself. Oh, you're right. Yeah, Liam. Yeah. Nice to meet you. But he's not introduced me. She turns around to me and goes, I did come to your wedding, you know. I was like, oh, I was like, that's 7 years ago. Like, I fucking don't remember.
Oops. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
All right, Johnny.
Before we move on,
Dr. Pez is done. Thank you,
how are you,
for being here. Let's get on to the next segment, which I believe is going to be our Thursday night football predictions.
1 minute before we move on.
Martin. Oh, okay. Wait. Dr. Pez, as all doctors, still has more to say.
I was just asking how you're doing in your Warrior Bowl. Like,
for me, I'm actually. Do you know what? I'm going to finish second in my division because I'm top right now and I'm 200 points clear at the top as well. But the problem is I'm facing the guy that's in second place on week 14, and my whole team's on bye. So I'm going to lose next week, and I'm going to finish second. And this guy, honestly, he's 200 points behind me in total scoring, and he's just had like the luckiest. Like he's won 5 on the trot, and it's like been by like lowest scores you could imagine. But yeah, I think I've got 7 players on bye next week, so he's going to beat me next week. So I'll finish second.
I got body bagged. I'm reigning champ in my division. So the guy who runs it messaged me saying, because you won the division, because like he does a thing where it's total point scoring, doesn't he, in the big tournament, and then divisions. So he said, because you won the division, won the playoffs, you won the division, you stay in your division, you can invite a friend. And then he messaged me saying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put other champions from other divisions so you can all play each other. So we had this big thing, like we're all like, we won this division. I said, I'm the reigning champion. Like, that's how it is. So I'm currently fighting over first, but I've just been body bagged this week. But I'm currently 5th overall in total scoring in the whole tournament.
So are you talking about your home leagues?
What?
Are you talking about Orkney or your home league? You're talking about your home league.
No, it's a Warrior Bowl. I think it's a UK run charity, bit like Scott Fishbowl kind of job.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I just wanted to know. I was just intrigued because I know Johnny's in it, and I didn't realize that how many other people are still like who were in it.
Yeah, I'm the same score as Johnny. I'm 9-3 as well. But like I said, I'm going to finish 9-4, and I'm going to finish second. But my point, I've looked at the total score, and like I did see a Pez now that I think about it. I don't know if I'm in the top 15 or not. I think I maybe am, but like I'm the top scorer in my division though. But like I said, I'm going to finish second, which I think still gets me a bye. Maybe, I don't know.
You know what gets me? Johnny keeps showing all of these great records in these other leagues, but in the Orkney Bowl, the one that he runs, he's complete shit. What the hell, Johnny?
Oh no! Port, you woke up this morning and you chose war this morning when you woke up.
Well, hey, right. I admit my team's sucking. You know, I had Daniel Lobb as my backup running back this year, so that tells you everything you need to know. All right. Let's get on to the Thursday night football predictions.
God's sake, man.
All right. I love this game. The Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. So, Johnny, when the Giants are playing as well as they are, do you have a backup team that you generally pull for, you know, as your secondary? Like, I got to have something to watch the rest of the season for.
No, I just like anybody that's playing against the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, I don't blame you. Yeah, I hate the Giants.
I do have
used to be one of my favorite teams.
I've always had a soft spot for the Packers because of Lambeau.
Yes,
and obviously I like watching the Bengals in the 80s. So I've always had a bit of a soft spot for the Bengals as well.
Yeah, same here. I've always had a soft spot for the Bengals. I used to, have the
Boomer
Giants.
Esiason, and I love watching him play. So.
Jesus, 245.
And then they hired Perkins, and I don't like him. So, they got rid of. Parcells retired, and that ended my run of Giants fandom. And that's when Lawrence Taylor left as well, and they hired Ray Handley, terrible coach, and they had Jeff Hostetler that replaced Sims. Anyway. Yeah, so you like the Bungles in the Packers. That's good. So your Packers are playing the Lions. Are you feeling good about this game, Johnny?
Well, the thing is, this year everybody loves the Lions because I've got Jameer Gibbs everywhere. I can. After this reel the other day, didn't to make it dropped. But it's going to be a cracking game.
Sorry, go ahead, Johnny.
It's going to be a cracking game, but I do think the Lions will win it at home.
Okay. So Johnny's pick is the Lions. I would like to remind everyone, such as the Eagles last year started, I think, 11-1 and just completely bombed down the stretch. Every year, there's at least one team that starts just gangbusters with 1 or 2 losses in the first 11 or 12 games. And then they just fall apart in the last month of the season. Martin, are the Lions that team?
No. I tell you what's going to be, I'm real interested in this game, is that, see the Packers, their passing game, they've not really needed to rely on it yet because the run game's been so good. And their coach he's been great as well. Like, he might be coach of the year, the Packers coach. But against the Lions, they have one of the best run defenses in the league. So for me, if the Packers beat the Lions, I think they could maybe beat anyone, but I just don't think they will. I think the Lions are going to stop the run, and then this Packers throwing game, I don't know if it's going to be able to be good enough to beat the Lions. So I think the Lions will win this one. But like I said, this is a big test for Green Bay because they're not going to be able to run like they usually do. So they're going to have to throw it. And if Love finds a way to beat the Lions, you've got to pay attention to them if that does happen.
Yeah. For me, Johnny has picked the Lions. I am going to ditto that pick. I will say this. I do have a little bit of a funny feeling the Packers are going to show up and upset the Lions. But in a game like this, I am going to choose the team I am going to be rooting to win. I am going to be rooting for the Lions to win this game because I really hate the Packers. So I am not going to take my gut instinct and pick a Packers upset and go with the Lions. So we have Johnny, Martin, and myself picking the Lions. Pez, who do you have?
Common sense is the Lions because the heat they're on, but to watch what the Bears did to them at home, I know Thanksgiving's a bit wacky for the Lions. They don't have the greatest of time with it. The Packers' defense isn't that bad. It's a bit up and down, but they can. I'm going to be different. I'm going to go the Packers.
Yeah. Johnny, do you have the updated records for Thursday Night Football?
I do indeed. I'm sitting on 9 correct. And you and Pez are both on 8. There's
And
only
how
one
many
game
do
in.
you have?
Martin's got 5. I've got 9.
So you're in first place by 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Martin's got 5, but he's only picked 7 so far. So.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's
boys. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Martin coming in here trying to bogart our show.
5 or 7, boys, eh? I mean, come on. You've got to give me some
Johnny's
credit.
going to fire me and hire you as the host here pretty soon. I better get going.
What I will say about you mentioned the Bears game.
Johnny's like, I'm just doing my mouse work here.
Pez mentioned that Bears defense. I did say last week. See whoever gets that Eberflus as their DC next year. He's a great defensive mind. Like he might be one of the best in the league. He's just not a head coach. So whoever gets him is going to have some defense.
We got to fire our defensive coordinator. Let's have Mike Zimmer, right? Have Eberflus go to the Cowboys. I can see that.
By the way, that would be great for the Cowboys. It would be.
Yeah. All right, we have the Thursday night football picks in. Johnny, what do we have next? The fantasy draft. All right. I love this. This is one of our favorite segments of the show, and I think it's a
I'll put the latest scores up.
So let's
last week,
at the scores. Last week I had 15.
Oh, what was it?
I came
What was the
second,
score?
and Pez came third. The total the scores last week was 131 for Pork, 127 for me, and 105 for Pez.
I suck in New York people drafted, man. This fantasy draft. What the hell?
The overall scoring, Pork is 1,565. I'm at 4,451, and Pez is at 1,398. But obviously, we're doing the draft slightly different this week. After I always keep you fuck up taking away the screens, that we're going to. The teams will not be leaving the draft board. You could end up with the same.
Oh God!
This is going to be rough.
Everybody could end up there. So as Martin, and it's only a different fantasy draft game last, when one time you had to go, Martin will be making the first pick, Pez will be the second pick, I will be the third pick, and Pork, who's obviously still winning somehow, the fourth pick. So,
yeah, I got done so dirty. It was rigged. I seen what happened.
I joined the rest of them to say that too. But these are the teams that are not playing this week: the Broncos, the Colts, the Patriots, Commanders, Ravens, and the Texans. So let's have a laugh and let the carnage commence.
I have a news alert. My daughter just sent me a message. I'm going to give a shout out to my daughter, Kaylee. She is watching the show live.
Right, we'll watch the language then.
I wonder if he was watching.
Right, so was that who was first? Was it myself?
You are.
That's
Martin.
you.
Right. I will go for George Kittle.
George Kittle. Hey, you taking my advice? Getting the tight
I think your advice, Pork, I'd get that tight end out of the way.
Okay, so next up will be
there's my daughter, Kaylee.
Next line up the 49ers.
And my daughter is chiming in with that.
Hey, Kaylee. Oh, the Bucks or Pez?
Who did he play? That's a question. I just saw him then. The Raiders.
He asked you that question.
Yeah. Let me get it up. Looking
good.
You're the scoreboard. Yes.
Yeah, that was another one for you earlier on, Pork. You were asking for players to play in the playoffs. Baker's got a great run in for the playoffs. Baker. I would play Baker over a lot of QBs.
I'm beginning to love Baker Mayfield, man. I just like the guy as a player, and he's gritty. The Bears really screwed the pooch on that one, didn't they? Or not the Bears, the Browns. The good old Brownies. Batch is going to love that.
Who do I want?
Johnny, I can't see Pork. Is there a way to get rid of the hello there? I mean, Martin.
I'll take Mike Evans.
Yeah. Got to get Evans. If you watch the broadcast, the announcer said the entire offensive team is trying to get Evans to 1,000 yards.
I should have took Baker. What am I thinking?
Yeah, I would have took Baker.
All right. Take it now, Martin.
Johnny!
Oh,
Rico Dowdle!
CD Lamb.
Oh,
Jake
fuck.
Ferguson!
No, I Dowdle, I think he's been good, has he not? He's been good in Orkney scoring Dowdle. He put up 30 points
He's
this
good
week.
against the Giants.
Yeah.
Everybody did well against the Giants.
He's
But
expected
yeah, I've
to
got to
be.
go Dodo.
Dodo.
CD's ready to play
Dodo down.
against the Bengals.
Well, you might still get them. You never know. Oh, Sports turn it a 49er. You can't have Kettle because he's gone.
What about CMC?
Put him in your IR. Jordan Mason. Brandon Ayuk. Ricky
It's got to be
Pearsall.
Jordan Mason again, hasn't it?
Ricky
You know,
Pearsall, no
pick
points.
is not as difficult as you think. I'm going Jordan Mason all the way. Running back. Jordan Mason.
But I mean, this would be funny if you get like a team like 4 times and you're like trying to, like, you have to Google like their third wide receiver because you've no idea who they are.
We did that in week 2 when he had the backup tight end.
Yeah. I had the same.
He's going to get 4 names again?
I did.
Oh!
How'd you go, Pork? Who you want this time?
I don't like this new format, man.
Debo? Who
Who are they playing?
Purdy.
Let's see here. I got the picks list here. Who are they playing? They're playing the Bears. All right, I'm going Juwan Jennings.
Well, that could be good.
That's a good pick, by the way. I actually like him.
So my turn. So, see, I hope I don't get a 49er or a Cowboy or even a Giant, to be honest. But
You'd rather have the Giants right now than the 49ers because what's left?
Ooh, pick your poison. Do you know who they're playing?
no.
They're playing the Bills.
Yeah, Kyron Williams. It's got to be.
Right. I'd pick Cooper or
Yeah.
Puka. It's
Actually,
got to be one of them two.
I'm gonna go Stafford.
Oh,
Well, that's
But
brave.
his scoring is not bad. So I'm gonna
that
go
is
Stafford.
surprising.
You don't see him hobbling around yesterday.
They're all hobbling about this time of year. Oh, he's got the Bears.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Hey, they're playing the Bills. No, the 49ers.
Who the fuck are the Bears playing? Oh, no.
49ers.
Oh yeah, they are. I thought it was the Browns logo then.
And I like to see better than the old bear. That bear looked like a dog. It literally looked
That
like
is a dog. That's a Browns.
Yeah, but no.
Why? I've always been asked that. Why is that the symbol for the Browns? Why is it not the
Well,
helmet?
that's their old logo. It looked nicer than the orange helmet.
Oh,
Plus, it confuses Pork.
it confuses me when I'm watching it.
You know what? I'm not.
Every time I see that,
I'm not getting back into it. So I was going to say Caleb Williams, but that just makes me feel sick.
Go DJ Moore. You know you got DJ Moore, and you say Keenan Allen is your
Yeah,
guy.
but I've already got a wide receiver. I don't want to use all the wide receivers.
So you're going Williams.
Not yet. Shut up.
What about Cole Kmet?
Cole
What are you
Kmet,
talking
get right
about?
in.
He's not done anything for about 5 weeks.
That means he's due a week. You know how it works.
He is due one. He's getting one soon.
I see. This is what it's like when you're in the bookies and you're like,
Yeah.
they're due a win. I'll put them down.
Talk yourself into it. Give me fucking DeAndre Swift.
Oh, that's enough. Oh, God.
I take it back.
All right, we're locking in Swift. Martin, your turn.
Oh, please, somebody good.
Oh,
Please.
get lost, man.
Oh, come on.
Who are they playing?
Johnny. You give me the Niners second and third choice, and you give Martin the first Niners and the first bet. What?
Yeah, because
I'm trying to think here. Let me have a.
Gibbs.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
think.
Montgomery.
You got
Well,
what?
the kind of what the problem is with this team. There's too many good players to decide
Porta,
from.
Amon St. Brown,
Amon-Ra.
Williamson.
I'm just having a quick look at something quickly here.
St. Brown's the one.
Montgomery out. Montgomery
I'm going to go. Sorry?
Montgomery out carried Gibbs at the weekend. I don't know if that's because of
I know, but I do fancy.
Even, but Gibbs still had more yards, I think, but he had less carries.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jameer Gibbs.
Fair enough.
It's the St. Brown week, this.
Well, he might get them again, you never know.
All right, Martin, another pick.
Fucking nearly did it, huh?
Oh, man.
Let me guess, Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
I can go Bowers on my flex, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take Bowers.
Fuck's sake.
Nurse Martin, you're fired.
I like that one. Going to go back to the Raiders. 49ers?
Yes!
Well, see what now?
He needs a QB. Oh, see if you took Caleb. Oh, that would have been brilliant. Oh, he's going to.
Bo and Purdy left.
Yeah.
You got Purdy.
So who did Pork take? Mason and.
I took Mason and Jennings.
And I took Kittle.
We're running out of players. You know I'm going to get left like the 6th pick of the 49ers, and I've nobody left. I'm going to go Rindo.
I would go Debo.
Obviously, I'm such a big Debo fan, but what is going on with him this season?
He's actually got more receiving. He's got more kick return yards.
Return yards and receiving yards. Right, give me fucking Purdy.
Purdy.
You are a Purdy fucker.
I like how everyone's behaving, but Kaylee's dad's the one that's dropping the F-bombs, eh?
I may have scored a couple of times.
Pez is the one that
I got the Rams again. I'll go Nakua.
There we go.
I tell you what, next season, Nakua, he's going to be the wide receiver one for LA. He's going to be, like, in drafts, I wonder where he's going to go, because I think he's got a shout for next season to be the best.
Whose turn is it?
Your turn, Port.
My turn.
The Jet.
Well, I think it's an easy choice. I'm going to have to use my running back flex position here and go with Breece Hall, right? So that's my flex. Is that right, Johnny?
That's one of your flexes, yes. So who are you going to get this time? Jets again? Always going to get the Seahawks.
How many flexes do we have?
2 flexes.
Oh, I got to go with Kenneth Walker. I love you, man.
Hey, do you know what? Pork normally does this on the underdogs and locks, and he's quite lucky with the Seahawks. So Ken might have a massive week this week. I'll take it.
Oh.
Who's this, me?
Me.
Or you? Me. Just let me think of all them players I can pick from.
How did Jefferson do this week?
I think he did. I'll check it out now.
I played Addison and he did okay, just below average, but he's usually boom or bust, so I'm surprised
he played.
Atlanta. So in normal PPR, I don't know if it's the same as Johnny's.
I think it's going to be
3.9.
Hawkinson's week, because he had a terrible week this week, right? Addison had a great week the week before. It's going to be Hawkinson's turn.
I've already taken Hawkinson. I had him last week. He got me 10 points. I'll try again this week, but that's my tight end sorted. So that's what I need. Has to go. Pez.
There we go.
Titan.
I think this is Nickel Incline or whatever his name is.
Right.
The kidney.
What have I got? I've got a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver. Fucking.
A Conquest.
Oh, F-bomb again. Come on now, Martin. You call him out.
It's just not as loud as you are. I've said it a few times. Too matters when it's behaving. The guest is behaving. It's okay. They've not watching
Right.
anymore. You can swear.
Oh, the question is, it's against the Jags. Do I go Ridley or Westbrook-Akine? Or do I just say what I said before and go Tyler Boyd just because my team's a bag of dog?
Yeah, you got to go Tyler Boyd. He was your sneaky tight end pick, right?
Wide receiver, but you've got it's Ridley or Pollard, surely.
Pollard.
Hey, is it Tyler Boyd playing tight end right now?
You go Pollard.
Yeah.
Pollard.
Don't want anything to do with him.
Pez? Is that right? Am I thinking crazy? Tyler Boyd is at the tight end position right now. Is that right?
No. Wide receiver.
No. So what Boyd are you talking about?
Tyler Boyd. He's at the Titans.
Oh, Titans.
Martin, your turn.
I thought you
I've
were
got
saying
Nakua, I've got Stafford.
No.
You got Williams.
What positions do I still need?
You need you got a flex and a quarterback. And
gotta go Williams.
Yeah, I'll go Kyron.
And a wide receiver.
Sorry, what did you say I need?
You've got a wide receiver, a flex, and a quarterback you need.
A wide receiver.
You've got 2 tight ends and a running back.
So you got a flex, tight end, a flex, a running back.
I'll go Williams.
Yeah, Williams is your best shot, man.
So now I'll need a quarterback and a wide receiver, is that right?
Blake Corum.
Oh, no, San Francisco, please.
Oh! Caleb Williams.
Oh, God, no. I'm going to go DJ Moore.
You wait. You're going
So now I'm basically going to get a quarterback for whatever random. You know what would be funny? I might end up with a backup quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, boys. This could be
I forgot about that.
Probably come in as well.
Pez has got the shapes.
Alvin Kamara.
Kamara, of course. Yeah. The old man returns.
Oh, why did I do that?
I've actually made. At least I've got my quarterback.
Say, this is the year of the old running back.
The Giants as well.
I need I just need 2 flex. There you go.
What do I need? A tight end and a flex?
Maybe we should add a super flex to our roster.
Pork's wanting a super flex more than anything in life.
I'll go for McBride.
I'll go for McBride. Oh, look how perfect it is. Always rigs himself, doesn't he?
So, Pez, you need a tight end.
And a flex.
He needs a Titan or a tight end?
Tight end. You've got Evans, Swift, Purdy, Pollard, and Kamara. So you need a tight end.
That's my bad. That's my bad.
Evans, Swift, Purdy. Yeah, it's only one. Why am I thinking I need to?
Oh, he's got the cowgirls.
Is that me?
Yeah.
No, it's Pork.
Oh.
It's got to be CD Lamb, hasn't it?
Oh, I got a quarterback and tight end. I got to go. So I'm going to go Jake Ferguson.
He's injured, as you know.
He got to the school, man.
He's not played for like 3 weeks.
Shoemaker.
Oh, wait. Didn't Ferguson play like that?
Was it Shoemaker? Shoemaker.
Wait. I'm going to have to research this.
It's nice to know how locked in Pork is on his own team, eh?
You resign yourself that they will lose. And I know Schoonmaker was playing well. And
you know what folk don't realise about that Shoemaker? He was like a 2nd round pick. Like they had high hopes.
It was him and Hendershot picked early. Hendershot was a 4th round pick, was he not? Hendershot. They drafted 2 tight ends in the same draft, did they not?
That's what the same thing happened to the Ravens. They drafted Kolar and Likely was like the late one, and he was the one that.
Johnny, is this allowed? I will choose Ferguson if he plays. If he does not, I will go with Schoonmaker.
Boo!
No bother.
Boo!
We have done that before. That is allowed, but you have to tell me before the game kicks off. Just swap it. But,
Well, I mean,
we've got it on here.
It's just an auto, isn't it? It's just an auto. If Ferguson doesn't play,
it's
Yeah.
on auto. If Ferguson plays,
auto. So
okay. Even one snap, if he plays, I got Ferguson. If he doesn't play at all, then I got Schoonmaker.
If he steps on the field and falls on a piece of grass, you still got him. So who's your quarterback going to be then? Oh, there you go then.
Geno Smith.
Daniel Jones.
God, Darnold.
What? Thing is, though, Darnold's not a bad outcome. I would be relieved if I got Darnold.
I'm more worried about the tight end I'm going to have to pick up here.
This team.
Okay, Martin's worried about his quarterback is going to get in the line.
I'm really worried.
Right, so I've got.
Is this you, Johnny?
Yeah. So I've got a
Thank
flex.
fuck for that. I thought I was going to have to pick up Elijah Higgins then.
I'll go. Oh.
See, Johnny's done this the right way. He's gave himself options on every pick, while the other three of us have just left ourselves to luck.
Martin, it's just complete pure luck. There you go.
Look, when you set yourself up.
Oh!
This way.
Wait, who's this?
This way.
This is for the Chargers.
Oh, is he? I thought he was.
Yeah, is it Barner?
Whose pick is this?
Nice.
This is great. He got his own team and he hates it.
Is it Barner?
You don't use the tight end.
Barner got a few passes yesterday.
Yeah, no.
Pez is like,
points.
Pez is like, can we get points for blocking?
His best passing game, he got 6.7 points. Fuck's sake, man.
And they take it Noah Fant's out. So.
No, he's back.
Is he?
Noah
Did he
Fant,
get any
give it
catches?
me. Come on, you fucking.
Fant's a better one.
Hey, whose is it? Me now?
Yeah, this is the role of.
Come on, boys. Let's give me a good name. Come on.
Right, let's go.
Did you choose?
We'll all shout 49ers.
Noah Fant.
No, do not do this to me. No backup QBs.
Or the Giants.
No backup QBs.
Back up.
No. Get it,
I'll
Taysom
take
Hill
that.
is out for the season, by the way. But
Who?
you're the quarterback.
Yeah,
Derek
I'll go
Carr. That's not too bad.
I'll take it.
Is Taysom Hill out for the season?
Yeah, Taysom Hill was out, yeah.
He got
What happened
knocked
to
out again. He's been battered that many times. He's always getting knocked
Yeah,
out.
he ran on 4th and 1. He made the first down. Season over.
That's just Taysom Hill in a nutshell.
Let's go for my Alvin
Any idea if
Kamara.
Lawrence has woken up after yesterday's hit? Well, I'll show you.
Oh my god, that was filthy. That
was brutal. Like that was just He should be banned for a long time for that hit because it was just straight for the head. Like
has he got history of that?
He has been quite dirty when he was at the 49ers. I'm pretty sure.
What player are we talking about here?
Sure.
The Lawrence hit. Yeah.
Oh, Pork. This is my Funko Pop for the day. Make a pass.
I love it. Nice. I love it.
Thank fuck it.
Pork just
We have one more pick, right? No,
Pork
we're done.
just thought that was Batch.
That's just done.
Have you ever seen the movie Soul Man?
no.
Yeah, well, there you go. You should. You get a kick out of it.
How were the Seahawks underdogs by 2.5?
All right, Johnny, let's go to
quite
the
surprised at that one.
underdog of the week.
Yeah, boys, I'm happy with the outcome for my fantasy draft. I might have a chance this week.
Yeah, my team. The underdog of the week. All right. If anyone has a choice right off the bat, let me know. Otherwise,
Chargers.
we'll give you a few minutes to
Well, that was.
teams.
I think that was mine, bugger.
I've gone the
You
Chargers.
can go first, Martin, if you wish. No,
I'm going to double check, but I'm sure I was going to take the Chargers as well. Let me just double check. I'll let Johnny go first.
Hey, Johnny, while everyone is looking, do you have an update on leading the underdog of the week picks?
I will do. We're all currently sitting at, oh no, Pork has 8 correct.
Ooh.
Myself and Pez have 6 correct. Martin's got 2.
Here, the Pork, that's good, by the way. Eight underdogs. That's good.
He started off in the first 3 weeks. Everybody was one that believed in the Steelers. And then you had the Chiefs in week 9. The Lions.
My underdog of the week is the New York Giants with 5.5 points over the New Orleans Saints without Taysom Hill.
Are the Cowboys favourites or is it the Bungles?
The Bungles are favorites by 5.5. The Cowboys will receive 5.5 points.
Now I'm going to go. Chargers was my original one as well, so I'm going to go the Chargers with Johnny.
Yeah.
We got the Chargers and Giants for myself. And Pez, Johnny, who do you have?
Well, I went to Chargers. I said that was that. So
Chargers. So we got 2 Chargers. Pez,
who you going? I'll bet and say the Panthers, but that's just stupid.
Well, you know the Seahawks underdogs to the Cardinals. Why are you not taking the Seahawks?
The Jags.
Oh.
Just wait, Pork. Just wait.
You're taking the Jags.
Are you going for the Jags?
Taking the Jags.
Yep.
I also took the Jags in the league. Yeah.
Next up, we'll do the lock then.
Lock of the week. All right, we got the lock of the week.
The Seahawks.
You pick. What's that, Pez?
The Seahawks.
You could have had them in both.
The underdog Seahawks as the lock of the week. I love it. I love it. I love the bravado, my man.
Well, I have the Saints.
I'm going Steelers.
I'll go the Bucks.
And Johnny, do you have the point total for the lock of the week?
Yeah. Myself and Pez are on 11 correct. Pork, you're on 8. And Martin's on 6.
I don't do well on the locks of the week.
And that's considering me and Pez both had the Bengals with heavy favourites week 1 and we both got it wrong.
Oh, that was the first the Survivor Bowls first 2 weeks. Everyone was obliterated.
I know, it's fucking crazy. Like, I look forward to doing it again next year, but yeah, it was brutal. Yeah, so we've still got 4 weeks to go because obviously we'll go up to week 18. Get more carnage back then. So that'll be the lock of the week. And the next one, I hope you've had to think about this one, Martin.
Bold prediction of the week.
Oh, I've got one.
You know, I deleted my OneNote, so I don't have our predictions from last week.
Mine was that Rodgers would get. What was mine? Rodgers would get destroyed. I had about 7, didn't I? Rodgers would get destroyed and retire. That didn't.
Well, you had 4 predictions or something like that.
Yeah.
4 predictions.
I'm sure Panthers had one as well, wasn't it?
I've got a good one actually. I've got a good one.
Didn't I have one on the Panthers, something to do with Bryce Young?
I am going to get it. I want to get it.
What was did I do one last week? I didn't mind.
No.
I've got my one for this week, so I'll do it now.
Actually, but Pork was keeping notes. So.
Yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Hang on. I just got to I need to.
Well, he only had 1 touchdown, little rat. He ran one in, though. I swear I had something about the Panthers. I've got one this week.
Maybe he did, but
Keeping it simple.
Oh, mine is Michael Penix throws a touchdown this week.
Yeah, don't make predictions yet. Hang on. Don't make predictions. I'm getting the last week here. I just got to sign in.
That's a good one.
See, this is what happens when Johnny isn't on the production side of things.
Yeah, you know, I deleted Microsoft 365, right? And
so it's a waste of money.
I didn't know that it had OneNote saved in that, and it had all of my predictions and passwords and all that. So,
well, Johnny, this is good for you because at least you know Pez and Pork aren't going to do like a breakaway and leave you, you know, because it's just it wouldn't work.
I'll take that as a compliment, I think. But yeah.
Wait. What did you say? You know that Pez and Pork are not going to do what?
Run away and leave him.
Leave me in the dust.
Yeah, hey, this is all for fun. This is for our, interested readers in our interested listeners in, the Orkney Bowl. All right, here we go. I've got, how do I change this into?
Right, I'm dying for the toilet, so I'm going to go.
Okay.
Martin, I've got a note of your one here.
Right, okay, no.
I want to search this.
Any idea what the point spread is for the Detroit Green Bay game?
I'll have a look for you now.
I'm going to have to reinstall Microsoft 365. Microsoft 365 takes up almost 6 gigabytes on my phone. Anyway, so I won't have the bold predictions. I will do it next week. I will let everyone know. I will have this fixed by next week. I apologize. So,
okay,
I will have to do a notepad of some sort here. Just a moment.
I'm marking it here, Pez Pork. It's okay.
No, you're marking it. Okay, very good.
Yeah. So Martin's got Michael Penix to throw a touchdown. I'm
going with Cooper Rush throwing 4 touchdowns.
Who?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
He's playing the Bengals defense. The Bengals are the only team to have a quarterback that has, I think, 30-plus touchdowns and 5 INTs. Yeah. You score more than 33 points a game and lose all but 1.
But that's Monday Night Football. We don't usually do Monday Night Football because it's before the show, after the show.
Oh, so I cannot do.
Pork's
you can have it anyway if you want. It's a good one.
Yeah, I got the worst fantasy draft. I can't do my bold prediction. All right, here we go.
You can have it.
Save that one for next week.
Yeah, you can do that next week.
Yeah, save that one for next week's show.
I can save that for next week's.
Yeah, and if you want to think of one this week,
for next week already.
I've got one here.
Okay, so who's playing Monday night?
So this week against the Cardinals, Ken is eventually going to break, because he's not done it all season, he's going to break a 45-plus rush for a touchdown and score over 100 yards rushing on the ground. And he's going to get 2 touchdowns this week.
2 touchdowns.
Mac Jones, 3 touchdowns. Whether it's running, receiving, or passing, it doesn't matter. Mac Jones will be involved in 3 TDs this week against the Titans.
Well, if the pick sixes as well, technically he's thrown the pick 6.
That's right. Involved in 3 touchdowns. Involved in 3 touchdowns is the word I use. Involved in 3 touchdowns.
Like it.
Mac Jones, 3 TDs. Maybe 3 pick sixes. Who knows? I love it. I love that pick. I wish I had last week's bold predictions. I will get it. Maybe I will post it in.
I had the Cowboys having 14 sacks, but that's when I thought Tony DeVito was playing. He only got 6, but well against Locke, but because I think the most he got sacked 13 times against the Eagles last year, so he's got to go for 14. But he didn't play. So I will go that there'll be 300 yards of rushing on the Thursday night football between the Packers and the Lions.
In total in the game?
Yeah.
All right, nice.
So wait, what was yours?
What, this week?
Yeah.
300 yards of rushing in total in the Packers and Lions game on Thursday night football.
Oh, is that really that bold?
Well, the Lions defense is pretty fucking good for rushing. So, yeah, that's pretty bold.
They had a lot of drop out on Thanksgiving, though. They did have a lot of injuries. But you got.
Do you want me to make a different one because you couldn't get your first one?
Not Mitchell.
I'll just do a page. I'll add another 3 or 4 on then. We'll see if we get one of them right.
Why am I taking straight here?
Well, apparently I'm not allowed to pick that one.
You know what to do, Johnny.
I'll
Make
add
it
on
about.
extra then. I'll go 300 yards rushing total plus over 80 points.
Oh, 80 points and NFL scoring 80 points or Orkney Bowl 80 points. Okay.
Total points scored in the game over 80 points plus 300
okay.
yards.
I like that. Now that's bold.
Jesus,
bold enough for you then.
Yeah, that's bold. I like that one. I like
Johnny,
that.
just the score of that would be bold enough.
That's pretty bold. I mean, that's like both teams are over 40, right? Or one team 50 and 30. Wow. That's bold.
The Lions are going to win 70 points to 10. Oh, 71 points to 10.
I love it.
Well, you know, he just like to run the score up, so you never know. Because obviously 300 yards total rushing is not good enough.
So, Martin, as our special guest, I will allow you to have the first crack at any last comments, observations, or just anything you want to say.
No, I think we've covered everything. Just thanks for having me again, boys. It's been fun.
It's always great to have you on the show. Maybe we can make you a regular. Who knows? Pez, you have any last-minute comments, concerns, thoughts?
No, I think we're all talked out. I'm all good.
Johnny, what about you in the booth?
The moving heads are all over the place.
He's all good. Well, I would like to remind everyone to please hit the like button. That does actually help us. It boosts our ego, one, and it does share our video with other people that possibly would enjoy watching a fraud alert. And make sure you hit subscribe so that you can get updates each and every week to watch such great videos in this medium, as Martin mentioned, Mr. Haldane. And with that, I am Pork. Thank you, Dr. Pez, Nurse Martin, and Johnny in the booth. See you next week.
See you later.
Wait, was I on mute?